We start with the Scottish prick reading us a book about this princess who had a curse put on her by this. Look, I don't know who put the curse on her. This is a fairy tale, alright? So just go with it. She's cursed, yeah, she's cursed. Anyhow, she has a curse put on her that can only be broken by love's first kiss. But she lives in a fortress guarded by a fucking dragon in the middle of a volcano. So I guess you can kind of see how well that's going. But I've been practicing this accent for the past 4 weeks now, so yeah, just tell me how it sounds in the comments. Yeah, the prick in question uses the paper to wipe his yansh, as it is revealed that he's actually some sort of chopped, obese, green monster that these people called ogres. This one's name is Shrek, and if you haven't seen from the fact that he didn't wash his hands after taking a shit, yeah, he's a very dirty individual. Bathing in feces, using cockroach guts to brush his mouth. Yeah, we get it. So anyhow, many people have tried to kill him before, however... Oh, man, please, cover your mouth, I beg. So we then see that the reason that they're trying to capture Shrek is because of an order from this guy called Farquaad to catch all of the fairy tale creatures, including this talking donkey. However, the donkey uses style to escape, run around in the jungle where he bumps into Shrek, who he uses as cover to protect him from his captors. So now he's hanging around with Shrek, who tries to scare him away. However,
definitely need some Tic Tacs or something, because your breath stinks!
So Shrek dislikes Donkey because he's annoying. However, he lets him stay anyway. And when he sits down for dinner at night, this nigga is nasty guy. What the hell did you just...
Weird, buddy. You're weird.
His peace ends up being disturbed by all these fairy tale creatures from earlier who have been deported to Shrek's swamp by this nigga called Lord Farquaad. So since Donkey is the only person that knows where Farquaad lives, Shrek takes him to go to talk to Farquaad about removing the immigrants from his land. Then we get introduced to Lord Farquaad. This 4'9" Rachel Zegler looking ass nigga. With a Mandi. Yeah, whatever the hell this is. Can't lie, this be Farquaad when he's talking to an average-sized individual. So anyhow, Farquaad is trying to find the rest of the fairy tale creatures to get them out of his land. However, before he gets to that, he finds the magic mirror from the Snow White story. And the mirror tells him that he's technically not a king yet because he hasn't married a princess. You were supposed to be smart. How can you be so dense? No wonder you're solid. Guy, the husband of a princess is a prince. But anyhow, Farquaad believes him and asks the mirror to suggest princesses for him. So the mirror shortlists 3 princesses for Farquaad and tells him to pick one. But this nigga Farquaad, out of the 3 choices that he had, he chose the most difficult one to reach. This princess called Fiona from the story of earlier. So since Farquaad isn't actually going to go and save her himself, he sets up a tournament for someone to go and save the princess and bring her to him. Coincidentally, Shrek arrives during this tournament, and although they try to kill him, it appears that they can't. So Farquaad sends Shrek and Donkey to go and save Fiona, and in return, he's going to give Shrek back his property without the immigrants. I can't lie, I gotta respect Shrek, man. Nigga be standing on absolute business. 10 toes. This guy traveled far and wide to go and save some random girl from God knows where. I gotta respect the hustle. Niggas will do anything for a good night's rest. So they pull up at the crib and engage with the dragon, who throws Shrek up to the precise tower that he needs to be on. So Donkey is now on his own. However, before he dies, he manages to raise the dragon. So now she takes him to go and violate the guy. But my boy Shrek, on the other hand, is standing again 10 toes on business. Fiona ain't ever seen a dick in her life. Legit throwing herself at the first nigga to come through their door. Sorry, I meant roof. But Shrek, my boy, remembers the assignment. Get Donkey, get the princess, get out. And that is exactly what he does. However, this girl is so loose. She's still trying to assault Shrek. Like, guy, the nigga said no. Can you chill? And you know, the funny thing is this entire time, like for the past 30 minutes, Fiona has been trying to get with Shrek. I mean, for all she knew, he could be morbidly obese. She was still gonna hit that. But the moment this nigga took his mask off, chai! She was like, hell nah, acting like she wasn't trying to suck this nigga's dick like 5 minutes ago. You can see this life. You go around be listening to all these useless self-help individuals telling you that looks don't matter. They matter, oh. Looks matter. Let me not lie to you, they matter. So at night, they take a break because Princess Fiona doesn't want to walk during the night. And Shrek laments about how everybody he meets judges him before they even get to know him.
People take one look at me and go, ah, help!
They judge me before they even know me.
I'm very sorry, and I apologize for the inconvenience of me not giving a fuck what you think. Look the fuck at
Fiona overhears this, and we'll get to that later. But for now, we're going to come back to Farquaad, who is busy fantasizing about women that are above his league. You know, somewhere down there's a prick. Look, little bro, let me tell you now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I really don't think you can measure up to her standards. I'm afraid that you may just fall short. So we cut back to Shrek, and it turns out that Fiona actually feels sorry for the guy. So she starts being nice to him and getting to know him. Hopefully he doesn't actually get into his head that he can actually bag himself a normal human being. But then some time passes, you know, Fiona solos Robin Hood and his association of jobless men. And then during this time, Fiona and Shrek are spending some time together, getting close. A bit too close. My boy Shrek starting to gain confidence. Nigga, have you forgotten? You are still chopped. And then night falls and the princess goes inside, and then Donkey starts giving this guy some terrible advice.
Just go in there and tell her how you feel.
Go ahead and tell her you what? Never do that. Never do that. Trust me, she's just being nice, bro. She's just being nice. I'm trying to help you here. I've played these games before. Trust me. This is how they act. All these girls, this is how they act. They will come out, they will act nice, hold your hand, smile, touch you. And then when you now expose yourself, they will now smile and give you those 4 dreaded words. You're just a friend. I see that there is why I have trust issues. Can't lie, the only way Shrek has a chance with this girl is if she magically turns ugly at night, which so happens to be the case. So I guess there's hope for Shrek. Anyhow, later that night, Donkey finds out and he goes to go and talk to her. So yeah, Shrek overhears some part of their conversation and he thinks that the princess is hating on him. So he brings Farquaad and his gang along to deliver the princess to them. And this short king still thinks he actually stands a chance. Like, bro, at this point, I don't even know what to say to you. Just go and ask Mario. That nigga's been saving Princess Peach since 1985. 1985. That girl has never once looked in his direction. But anyhow, Fiona actually accepts his engagement. Not because she likes him or she doesn't like him. She just wants to break her curse that turns her into an ogre at night. Can't lie, if this marriage goes through, their kids finna look like this. So Shrek is pissed and he just starts being a prick to everyone. So they all go their separate ways, all sad. We get this. And yeah, anyhow, Donkey reunites with his ex and goes to go and give Shrek a piece of his mind. Then Shrek apologizes, they become friends again, and Donkey tells him the truth about Fiona. So Shrek wants to go and make things right before the marriage. So they both ride Donkey's girlfriend until they reach Farquaad. Pause. They make it just in time to stop the wedding, and Shrek tells Fiona how he feels, and Fiona decides to admit the truth to everybody. Alright, it's jokes. I'm just kidding, alright. Farquaad arrests them, but Donkey and his babe come to save the day, and I think they marked Farquaad, can't lie. Swallow that nigga like malaria medication. So yeah, Shrek ends up bagging Fiona, and you know, I think this time I'm actually going to admit it. I guess I might have been wrong. You know, perhaps I need to look at matters differently. Perhaps the lens onto which I view the world is flawed. Guys, I was wrong. Looks don't matter. As if both of you are chopped. I mean, come on. Do you really expect me to say like, come on? Are you really going to lie to me and tell me that if Fiona was a normal human being, she was going to settle for Shrek? Like, y'all are probably wondering, how can this guy be so judgmental of people's looks? I am no supermodel, oh. Let me not lie to you. I'm no Ashton Hall. I'm no Henry Cavill. However, I can't say with certainty that I've got 4 girls right now on standby. Alice, Beth, Zoe, Betty, 5 miles away. So don't play with me. I know what I'm saying.